So this is a Baltic cream separator I picked up at an auction. I think I gave $20 for it. A Baltic MG or MC or something like that. It was completely covered in this black gunk when I got it, but I cleaned it all off with an SOS pad, and it turns out it used to be blue and it had these gold trim or little gold pinstripes all over it. I'm sure it looked really sharp when it was new. I took this little cover off of it there just so I could see what it looked like, how it was geared in there. I guess why somebody originally quit using it, however long ago they quit using it, is this centrifuge here. It didn't have a bearing. It actually had there's no bearings anywhere in this thing. Probably weren't even invented when this was made, but it had this little, I don't know what it is, but it looks like people put oil on this thing and then it trickled down through there, and that spring kind of squeezed this on the shaft, kind of hold it all from vibrating around or wallering around or whatever. But it was wore out, and whenever I would give it a spin, this would go into a death wobble so bad it'd come to a complete stop. I'd say that's why someone probably originally quit using it. But I pulled this shaft out. There's a nut up under here. Let's see. Yeah. It's hiding right up there about an inch from the top. That holds it from sliding out. I undid that nut and I lifted this shaft right out. And then I took it to the Brokaw bearings there in West Plains, and they hooked me up with one of these little bearings there. It was 12 millimeters, 12 millimeter shaft. It's one of these little 6001 bearings. It's like $6, and it pressed right on that shaft, and I just made some little tin shims that I pecked in with a screwdriver so it's completely tight. Anyway, after I put that bearing on there, I put it back together, and then I could set that centrifuge on there, and I could spin it as fast as I want, and it wouldn't give any works like it's supposed to now. I counted the RPMs for this centrifuge to this crank handle, and a half a turn, this spins 100 times. And you crank this whenever you're working it. You're cranking it approximately, I think, 45-ish, maybe 60 times a minute. So that works out to about 9 or 10,000 RPMs this little thing spins. I've never used a cream separator. Not yet, but this all comes apart and everything. It's like it just needs cleaned up probably, and it stacks right on there, and it trickles the milk right down into there, and then it separates the skim milk and the cream and spits it out those two separate spouts there. I googled some history about these Baltic. Tried to Google some history about these Baltic cream separators. The only thing I could really find was somebody bought one for their creamery in Australia in 1886, I believe. It looked very similar to this one, but it has raised lettering instead of printed lettering like this one has. I found some other photos of some that were from the 20s and 30s, so the best I can figure this cream separator is anywhere from 80 to maybe 120 years old. So anyway, for $26, I've got myself a cream separator, and it appears to be in good working order. I did take this centrifuge apart, and it's got all the little funnel-shaped deals inside of it there, so everything appears to be in complete and working order. So, pretty heavy-duty little cream separator for $26. Being none of these shafts have bearings, they've got these little oil drippers. They're machine shafts that just slide in there, and they just have little oil cups there that just drip oil down on the shafts, keep it all lubricated. Well, there it is. Maybe I'll get to use it someday.